everyone, and thanks so much for joining me. I'm Katie Williamson, and I help female entrepreneurs who are feeling confused by technology make their websites pretty and functional. I help troubleshoot issues that are holding them back from gaining new clients and making more money. So today we are going to be looking at the behavior report in Google Analytics. Google Analytics is one of my favorite tools, but it's definitely underutilized when it comes to understanding how people use your website and where you can improve on it. So sit back and let's look at the behavior tab and see how people are moving through your website.
And now we've landed in the behavior tab of Google Analytics. I'm under the overview right now, and I just want to point out that I do have my date range as January 1 to present day. So it's nice to look at a big chunk of data. You can also look at, a month, depending on what you are looking for. And so you can get a good idea just from this overview of what pages people are your most trafficked pages on your website. So in this example, not surprisingly, the home page is the most trafficked page. And so you can look at all of that and see how people are, what pages people are going to. Okay, so this tool is called Behavior Flow, and it's similar to the Audience Flow, but this one I think is my favorite. And so you can, once again, set different parameters. And I like the landing page though, because it's going to tell you what page people are starting on your website and how they are moving through your website. So it's very similar, but this is really, people are starting out on this page and this is how they're moving through. And so, once again, you can move through all the data like we were before, and you can see, if they end up on this page, then this percentage is dropping off and this percentage is staying on. So it's really useful data. So if you have one page where people are really dropping off from a lot, then you can figure out, work to try to be strategic and see if you can change that bounce rate on that page so that way they're staying on there. Okay, and then next we can look at the site content. And so once again, that's just going to give you, what your most popular pages are. And we'll go into this when we talk about goals, but you can see what your bounce rate is for an individual page. And so, like the sign in page right here, not surprisingly, the bounce rate is pretty low because people are probably going to sign in and purchase something. And that's the same with the payment. So you would want those to be low, and they are. And so, if there's a page that has a really high bounce rate, which I'm trying to find one. Of course, there's not very many. Most of these pages in this test data have fairly low bounce rates, but okay, there was some with 50. Okay, so let's say that we wanted to try to get this bounce rate up. And so basically it looks like this is a search query. And so maybe what can you do if people are searching to make their search a little better, a little more user-friendly, so that way your bounce rate decreases. And then the other nice thing is that you can also see what pages people are leaving your site on or exiting on. So, it seems like the home page is, while lots of people are entering there, people are also leaving there. And so that's just one of those things you always want to think about is, what are people learning when they reach your website? Do they know who you are, what you do, and are you giving them all of the information so that way they want to stay around on your site? Okay, and then the last one is I'm just going to talk really quickly about site speed. And you can look to see what pages might be taking a long time to load and see if you can get those specific pages to load quicker, because the longer someone, so like the homepage, it's showing that it's a pretty slow load. And so how could you make it load faster? So that way people are going to be more inclined to stay on the page because they have a good experience. And so those are just a few ways that you can use all of this data under the behavior tab. I cannot talk today apparently, but it's great data to look at and kind of play around with and think about how you could use it to be more strategic in your business.